rushing, hit a wall. Right now I need a miracle. Hurry up now, I need a miracle. Stranded, reaching out.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is going to be a everyday makeup look. Generally my makeup looks do change depending on what I'm doing and how lazy I'm feeling, but generally this is what I would do on a day-to-day basis. Nothing too crazy, a pretty simple routine, especially if you are sparse on time in the mornings like me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and keep on watching. So the first thing that I always start off with is a clean face, whether I've just gotten out of the shower or I've just wiped my face down with baby wipes. That's usually the first step. And then generally I use my moisturizer before I go and do my makeup, let it sink into my skin, and then I go ahead and start my makeup. So I'm going to be trying out this Baby Skin by Maybelline. I'm not sure if any of you have used it. I haven't used it before. This is Instant Pore Eraser, so I thought I would give it a go. I love a primer that comes out clear. I hate ones that have colour to them and stuff like that. So I just go and dab it all over my face. Nice and even. Now, I apologize about my rosy cheeks I have today. I just got out of the shower, so my face goes like so red after I get out of the shower. Now, everybody's so different with their makeup. Depending on the look that I'm doing, I sometimes do my foundation first, I sometimes do my eyeshadow first. It all really just depends. Okay, so now that primer is done, we move on to foundation. Now, I was using the Rimmel London Match Perfection foundations. I love it. I still do love it. I always will love it, but I wanted to try something different, and I looked at so many different foundations online and reviews and whatnot, and I just found it so hard to pick one. But I do love Rimmel's stuff, so I ended up going through and trying the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour full coverage foundation. So that one looks like that. So I wanted to give it a go, but when I did purchase this one, I got it way too light, which is fine because generally I always get 2 shades anyway and then intermix whether I've got a tan or I don't have a tan on. At the moment I don't have a tan, so I am still going to have to darken it. Now, I did end up getting a darker Maybelline foundation, but I still think it's not the right tone. So for now I'm just going to mix it with my Rimmel foundation. So generally I do like half pumps, like I said, depending on the color that I am and if I need to be lighter or darker. That's generally how I do it. Now I'm about like 2 to 3 pumps depending on how much I want. I'm going to be applying with a beauty blender today, so I'm going to be doing that a little bit more because the beauty blender soaks up the product. And then I just mix the 2 colors together until I've got the right color that I like. If you guys have any recommendations of your favorite foundations, let me know down below, because I'd be eager to try another one. Like, I love the way this one sits on my face, and I did like a wear test with it the other day and it was really good. I was really impressed. It's got that bit more full coverage than the Rimmel foundation, which that's why I wanted to get another one, because I just like, my Rimmel's great for every day, but if I want that little bit more of full coverage, I would definitely go for the Maybelline. But I love both 2 brands. Like, for a drugstore brand, they are just amazing. Now I'll just go in with my beauty blender. Now sometimes I apply it with a like kabuki brush, but I always love the finish of a beauty blender. Sometimes I even just go in with my kabuki brush, and then after I've blended that out, I just go in with my Beauty blender over the top, just because I love the way it looks. Always looks really flawless. Now, some people don't put foundation on their eyelids. I don't go under the eyes, but I definitely do my eyelids. I've got very veiny and a lot of discoloration on my eyelids, so I feel like putting a layer of foundation just gives me that little bit of extra coverage before I go in and apply concealer. But that's the beauty of makeup. Everyone does it so differently and finds little ways that it works for them. And I love that. And then generally for my neck, I always go and get my kabuki brush and I blend it in that way. I feel like I can drag the colour down a bit more as opposed to using my beauty blender. I've just always found that works better for me. Just like that. And then generally I like to just go back over with a bit more foundation just over my cheeks because they're so rosy. I don't like that. Okay. Now once you've done your foundation, I like to move over to concealer. So the concealer I like to use is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Absolutely love it. I use the shade 15 Fair Clair. I go with a mix of Fair Clair and I think the other one is Fair, or no, Light, sorry, depending on if I have a tan or whatnot. This is one of my other favourite parts as well. Makes the biggest difference. And then blend that all out. I don't really like to put too much concealer on my eyelids just because I feel like after I've blended out under my eyes, I can still get a little bit of that remaining product and spread it throughout my eyelids. Now, I like to move over just to setting my eyelids first because that is one of the first things that crease on my face. So make sure there's no creasing. Now I like to use the Australis Fresh and Flawless. Love that powder. I find it very similar to the MAC powder and I think a lot of people say that. I use the Rimmel Match Perfection Loose translucent powder. And just like that. Now I usually like to just bake that on there for a couple of minutes, not too long because I sometimes find that that powder can leave a white cast if it's left on for too long. So I'm just going to go back in with my Fresh and Flawless powder and set the rest of my face. Just like that. Now, moving over to bronzer. Now, I use a mix of bronzers. I either do the Stay Matte Rimmel bronzer or I use the Maybelline Sundream bronzer. Really, it depends. The Maybelline has like a shimmer to it and then the Rimmel doesn't. So I'm going to go with the Rimmel for today. And I just use a big bronzing brush. Tap off the excess. Now I also like to go through with my leftover bronzer and slightly contour my nose. Generally if I'm going out, I'll go in more in detail with a little blending brush and be a little bit more precise. But for my day to day, I generally just do a rough contour like that. Always do my jaw line and down my neck. Alright, so once bronzing is done, I like to wipe off my baking powder. Just like so. And then I like to go back in with my Stylish Fresh and Flawless powder, just with my normal powder brush. And I sort of fan the brush out like that. And then run that powder just under where I bronze to give you that real sharp definition. Okay, so for my day-to-day makeup, I don't do anything crazy with my brows, as opposed to if I was going out, I would fully fill them in, carve them out with some concealer. But for today, I just roughly fill them in, nothing too crazy. So give them a bit of a brush. Now I don't use a brow powder, I used to, but I've just been using out of my Crown Brush eyeshadow palette. One of the brown shades in there is the perfect match for me. It is this shade here, I'll show you. So I like to use that shade just there, as you can tell, because it's like pretty much all gone. Now another little thing I like to do before I go into my brows is I spray my setting spray onto the end of the brush, and it just deepens that pigment for me and allows me to get that really sharp line. So like I said earlier, I don't go in and fully fill them in like I would if I was going out, I just do a rough fill in. And you can see the difference in that already. Have any of you guys got your eyebrows tattooed on, like the feather tattooing? I really, really want to get it done. Looking so much better. Okay, so moving on to the eyes. So for a everyday makeup sort of look, depending on how I'm feeling in the morning generally, I don't do anything too crazy. Sometimes I just get my bronzer and do a light sort of blend over. Other times I get, say, just a big fluffy brush and a dark brown tone, and just do a little bit of shadowing with that tone just there. I'll zoom you guys in so you can see a little better. Yeah, I just like to blend that in. Just windshield motions like that. Now, for my everyday, I also like to drag it under my eye. And then moving on to the other eye. And then I just like to go in with that shade there. And pack that all on the inner corners. Just like that. And then with a smaller blending brush, I grab that same nudie shade and just blend it out. And then I also like to just go back in and blend in those two colours together. Just like that. And then with that same dark warm brown, I just like to go underneath. Then I like to go in with a white eyeshadow. And what I do with that is I just put it in my inner corners. And I feel like it just adds so much brightness to my eyes, especially during the week when I'm working and I'm so tired. Just like so. And then I like to go in with a white eyeliner pencil and just line the waterline of my eyes. And then highlight. So I have a few different highlighters here, but I tried the e.l.f. ones a fair few months ago now and I loved it. I liked the, it was like the light moonstone I think it was called, but I still find it's quite a light highlighter and you cannot use it if you have a tan on. So what I like to do is I get my little highlighting brush, wet it with my setting spray and go with my highlighter. So I'm trying this one. This is the e.l.f. but I can't remember the name of the color, but it's like a really orangey goldy tone, which I thought was going to be a bit extreme, but I know what the other highlighters are like and they're not that extreme unless you use your setting spray. So then I just go in with that. And I'm obsessed with this color because it looks very, very frightening when you look at the actual highlight, but once it's on your skin, it looks so incredible when you have a tan on. It's so glowy and just bronzy. Just like so. And then I like to do my Cupid's bow in the tip of my nose and the bridge in my nose. Now, once that is done, I then, depending on how I'm feeling for the day, sometimes I'll put lashes on, but generally with my day-to-day makeup, I don't wear lashes. So I would just go in with my Maybelline Colossal Volume Express mascara. And just like that. Now I go back in with my baby wipes. And take off my lip balm and all the makeup that's stuck to it. Now the last step that I generally like to take is either some lipstick or some lip gloss. So today I'm going to be using the Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color in the shade, what one is this? Blush. I love this color. Just like that. And then the last step I like to take is setting the face. And that there is the finishing product. I hope you guys liked this video today. If you would like more makeup tutorials, or please just comment down below. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video.